Hi, hello, it's been a while since I filmed what's going on in my life, about vlog itself, and here we go. And last week we've been in Cotswold. I really enjoyed that we went there because we decided to go for a festival in time, and it's so shame that we are not going to time that often because it's so beautiful and you can't go there by train. That's why we can go there by train without car, but this time we decided that we want to ride from London. Usually we are going by trains and walk or have a car sometimes. I remember when we just started to drive from London to countryside, it was too long. It feels too long. Yeah, sometimes you go by train hour and a half, but you are sitting in your phone or something, just reading or listening to podcast, but on the road we are not listening to music or something, we're just talking. But anyway, and I remember when we just started to drive that far, it was too far, but this time I just realized, oh, it's not that far, it's not that's like a lot of time. Yeah, sometimes you miss the turn, sometimes you need to go around, sometimes happen, or just you stop in to have a service or to buy water or something. And yeah, we just went to time to explore beautiful Brocard festival, and it was so beautiful. One of the most beautifully created market I've ever visited, and to be honest, I was impressed by makers, by vintage stuff, because usually vintage markets are chaotic and you see like a lot of different vendors. But here you see it's like it properly made to use in your home right away. You don't need to do anything with your like buyings, with your winter things, not like clean or something. It's already ready to be a decoration in your house. And also we explored the area, and also we went to a pub. This one, last time we've been in time, like last year, and we didn't go. We had a dinner at lunch, I guess, at the Ox Barn, like inside time. But this time we decided to go to the pub, and it was so good, so delicious. A lot of vegetarian options, and I really enjoyed to. And it's like 5 minutes from time, so we left our car and just walked through the village, and I really enjoyed to watch people, how they're dressed, their looks, dogs, and a lot of beautiful makers. Really inspiring, and I really didn't want to left it. We went on Friday. Sometimes we go in out on Saturday, but sometimes I feel like it's better to go on Friday because it's less busy and you can like drive easily and to go to the pub or some places without booking. So yeah, it feels like more comfortable to go on Friday. And yes, this time we went on Friday as well, and it was so good decision. And also after the festival, we like before 30 minutes of closing, we went to Sophie's garden. It was open day for her garden and her house, and yeah, so beautiful and inspiring as well. I've done 100 tons of photos of beautiful flowers and arrangements, and just noted some ideas for gardening, for interiors. And we had a tea with the cake, and it was so good. And also on our way back, we just went on about around 4, but I didn't want to go home like properly and we decided to go to a farm to have a small like kinda dinner, small dishes, and to buy some vegetables to grab it to home. And yeah, it was really nice trip. Let me stay here. Yeah, because it become dark and I like to film with nature light. So yeah, we went to farm and then went back home and become darker because it's become darker obviously, but I really enjoyed, and I'm really enjoying that it's already started to be autumn. It was last warm day, I could say, like hot day. It was too much for me, especially during heat wave. I'm not a big fan of hot weather. I really don't like to go to hot countries, especially with Dima. Dima is like 100% no. I can do like on Bali or something with when you enjoying like friends or something, but just to go on a vacation, no. And especially at home. No, I'm not a big fan. Like 25, it's even hot for me. The day it was 20, I guess 4, and it was really hot the day as well. But I felt like it's already started to be autumny, and it's my favorite time because I mean I love all weather, but I really love when it's colder, like around 20 degree, and I have a lot of jackets, and I really ready to wear them all. I don't have a lot of shoes, I don't have a lot of like general clothes, but I really have a lot of jackets and really want to start to wear them. And today I already, like, it was a first day when I put on my barber jacket and I felt like, yeah, I love it, finally it's here. And it was really nice and inspiring trip, and I don't know why, but all summer we just stayed at home. I mean, yeah, we traveled, but not that often. I don't know, like every time I think, oh, it will be warm, we need to go to Wales or we need to go to Cornwall more often by car or by train, but somehow for the, I think, third year it started that we starting to travel a lot on September, and it was last year and last week and last week we traveled like every week, and I feel like next Friday or Saturday I really ready to go again, because you are working all weekday and you want to rest, or you want to visit something, or you want to see something new. And I find it really boring when you don't have any tasks or ideas. What do you want to do on Saturday, on Sunday? So really loved when we have some ideas where we will go. And I already, why I say already that often? I also started again horse riding. So next Sunday I have a lesson, like every Sunday. Hopefully it will be a course with one teacher, but we'll see. I just started to have like random classes that will be enough to came back in a saddle. And I feel like if I have a lesson on Sunday, it's better to go on Friday to have a rest on Saturday. I don't know, we'll see how it will go with my new schedule, but I really enjoy to go every week. And to be honest, it's like endless list of places, of manors, of restaurants, of pubs, of countryside places, museums, just places, woods to go somewhere that I want to go, not only in Cotswolds. In Cotswolds it's 100, but around, like more far, it's a lot as well. And hopefully every week we will go somewhere by car. And if last year we didn't use car that often, as now I feel like we are using it on weekends every time, on weekdays sometimes, even if you can go by train. Sometimes we like to drive and we use only electric car, so I feel myself it's okay sometimes to go. I don't like to drive or I don't feel inspiring to drive in London, but I really love when we are going more far in a countryside. Sometimes it's scary because in countryside is really romanticized. It's like it feels on Instagram that it's, oh, it's so romantic, you wear white dress and walking your dog and play with your hands. But when you're driving on so narrow roads, it's so scary because everyone goes so fast, like extremely fast, and sometimes you don't have a place to go pass by another car. So on narrow countryside roads you feel really stressed, and yeah, it's beautiful and landscape is amazing, but we usually worry about, I mean, when you live there, you used to, because it's your land and you know it and you know these roads and you used to drive like that. But when you're going from big city to that circumstances, it feels different. But I really love when we can stop to go to the pub, just to walk around the village. Really enjoy. And especially it's good when you go in somewhere like to park on a manor and then walk around. It's the best because you don't need to go back to the car, you can just walk around the manor or around woods, whatever you want, and just come back for a dinner. Perfect. And usually we are going on one day trip, like on morning, early morning, like around 7-8. We go from London, from parking, and around 7-8 we're coming back. Or especially on train, it's the same. Usually we're going by train, like 80% of our travels we're going by train, and it's the same. Like early morning we go by to the station and come back anytime. Usually I'm buying tickets with open return. I'm buying, it's always on train app, whatever we are going, and it's really useful. And also we have a card together. It could be different if you have children, it will be family cards, and like a lot of, I think it's like 15 different travel cards. And for travel cards you are paying 30 pounds for a year and using it like you want. And usually it's 30% off tickets, of price tickets. And to be honest, you can just return that 30 pounds on your first booking, especially if you are going like together, like a lot of people, like you are with kids, so we are together. I also have another card for myself only when I'm going, but it also worth it. Usually we're going together, but even if you're using 3-4 times a year that card, it like saves ton of money. And sometimes I hear like people saying, oh, traveling by train around the UK is so expensive. It is, but if you're using travel card, it's really good price. Sometimes, for example, we are going somewhere far for 1 hour for one direction, and one ticket for one person costs around 12-15 pounds. It's good price. It's a price of taxi in the city, so I find it really cheap and really affordable. And I'm just the biggest fan of traveling by train in the UK, because like around the UK far, because it's always comfortable. Yeah, sometimes local trains can be not that new or not that modern or without AC or something, but still it's really useful when you can go not only from main city to main city, but around towns you can travel a lot. Like we went on Somerset to Bruton, and then we went to Frome without car. We just walked to the station and went back. So yeah, it was like for 10 pounds for both with return, and because of travel card, it's like it's the best price. Hi, hello, it's Tuesday today, and I just try to figure out between all my cameras, because sometimes for my, for example, reels, I'm filming with this camera, Panasonic Lumix, and now I'm filming with my Canon, my camera. And recently I just started to film more video than taking photos, to be honest, because the reason is, just want to show you, the reason is I just bought a new filter for my camera, ND filter, because on this camera you can see it's like a black filter, and sorry. And for my camera, I also bought another one, the same, ND filter for filming videos. And when you have this filter, what does this filter do? It filter all light. For example, if it's too sunny outside and you're trying to film like during the day and become overexposure, or your camera can't block that much light, so that filter helps to reduce how much light going through. For photos you don't need it, because photo sensor works differently. Usually it's for video, and when you have this filter on your camera, it's really hard to take photos, because for photos it becomes so dark, everything becomes so dark, and you need to regulated, and you can film only outdoor, because indoor it will be totally not enough light to shoot photos. That's why when I have my camera with this ND filter and I am somewhere, for example, we are going somewhere and it's no chance you can screw and unscrew the filter. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't film photo recently that much. We went to Cotswold, as I showed in this vlog, and I took some photos just for Instagram, just to show it on Instagram. And for this camera we usually use it as video camera as well, because Dima for photos shooting on his Ricoh new camera or Leica, and I don't use that Panasonic for photos at all. So we use it like a video camera because it's really good for videos. You can use LUTs inside, like a lot of interesting features that you need for video. So yeah, it's like that's one reason why I posted on Instagram usually photos with iPhone, photos from iPhone. I don't like to shoot, and like I don't feel a photography when I'm shooting with taking photos with iPhone. But recently I realized that for me it's interesting not to capture it, but just to show the moment and show it right here and post it immediately to stories. Yeah, from camera you also can transfer it in a few minutes, but anyway, it takes time, but from your phone you can do it in transport or something, so it's easier to post right here, right now. So I kinda like this moment when I film more cinematic video from camera for YouTube and taking photos of moments. No, it's like it's not a photography, right? It's like for like, oh, I'm here, I'm doing that, or take a look what's like poster outside something. So you're taking photos with iPhone and I'm posting it on Instagram stories right away. But for my feed and for Instagram I'm posting sometimes when I have photos. That's why I have big gaps between posting, because usually I'm posting from some events when I'm going somewhere in London, or like for a museum, or we're going to countryside, but it's not every day. That's why I'm not posting to my feed every day, but I would love to, but I feel like it's more interesting for me to film for YouTube, to show the story, to tell the story, to talk to the camera. Because on Instagram stories, yeah, you can write a caption or you can film video as well, but I feel like on YouTube I can show the storytelling more deeply and in more interesting way than on Instagram. And for cinematic videos, yeah, I can post cinematic videos in Reels and show it in Reels, yeah, but I feel like for YouTube it's more mindful content and more cozy to watch it longer video on YouTube. So yes, that's why. And also I forget to tell you about the lens. We, for example, for Panasonic, oh, it's okay. For Panasonic we use 50mm, and Dima has also 80mm and 24 or 20, something like that. But when you're going outside and you're taking your camera with you, like this camera we're taking like as video camera, it's no chance we will change the lens. So if we are going somewhere and take this camera with us, usually with 50mm, and sometimes previously we tried to do it with 25mm, but to be honest, it's not comfortable to do so. So last week I rented a new lens. It's a basic lens for this Panasonic camera. It's 2060 mil lens. Yeah, I really loved it because it's a zoom lens. You can use it wide angle to show something or to talk to the camera, and 50mm to shoot beautiful scenery. And f-stop really enough for vlogging and for shooting videos in cinematic way as well, and it's more interesting because you can tell the story for YouTube in more interesting way, because when you shoot everything with 50mm, sometimes you can't show everything because everything is so close up. You need to, like, you can't do, I don't know, to shoot a table or something, it will be too close, and I feel like that lens is good. And what I like about that lens is the price, because it's kind of kit lens that I don't know, camera going like with the base lens, that one, and it costs for used around 200, so it's not 3,000, right, or 5,000 for a good lens. And yeah, I think we will get it, and I will try to shoot it with it as well. Actually, we shoot it, yeah, really. I rented it before our trip to countryside, so in the beginning of this vlog, all footage when we're in the countryside is shooted from that lens. Yeah, that's true. I forget. Yeah, and we just tested the footage how it will go, and yeah, you can check and see it's graded, so it's I added color to this lens, so it's not a raw footage from this lens, but it doesn't matter because anyway, you can shoot different angles and it's more interesting to watch. And yeah, I think next vlogs I will film with my camera, Canon. Canon has 35mm. And what's wrong with why I'm not shooting only on Canon? Because video quality not that good. I have a full HD. It's like a maximum footage I can do from this camera, from my Canon, full HD, and for stabilization you need to crop it, so camera crop it, so it's not full HD, it's like smaller. And when you compare in full HD from Panasonic and full HD from Canon, I see the difference, because I'm not a big fan of buying a new gear or buying new lenses, or this lens should be crisp and this lens should be so light. All this stuff is like, it's not my biggest pleasure, to be honest. I like to shoot with whatever I have, but when I'm comparing two videos together, you see the difference. Like, the difference is so obvious. And because Panasonic it's not cropping, it's downgrade 4K to full HD, and my camera filming not even is cropped full HD, so it's a big difference, huge difference. And especially when I'm filming close-ups or when I'm filming with a tricky light, Panasonic is better. I'm filming my reels with drawing, and in this vlog drawing I also filmed with this camera as well, because my lens 35mm is like too wide for drawings. It's like you can see everything, you can't see what I'm drawing. So yeah, that's why I'm using this Panasonic for videos, because I'm talking about it because I have a lot of questions in them on Instagram and here under videos, like, oh, what camera do you use, what camera do you use? But it's like, doesn't matter what camera, it really matters the lens. So the lens can do a big difference. Like basic lens and more professional, like more expensive lens will do different picture from the same camera. So the camera itself not that matter, that lens. That's why I'm talking about lens usually. So yeah, we're filming with Panasonic, where I'm filming with Canon. Now I'm filming with Canon. Also Dima has Ricoh, sometimes photos from Ricoh, and I can't recognize photos from Leica, Ricoh, and my Canon. Sometimes I'm transferring everything on my laptop and then trying to figure out where is my photos. I only can see the difference between names, like name and file. And that's it. Sometimes from color you can't see it, and I like it because it doesn't mean I need super expensive camera to take or to make the same photos. And opposite way, it doesn't matter if I will have more expensive camera, I will do photo, like my photo better, because I tried to do it with Panasonic. It's like, I think it's more expensive than mine. Yeah, mine is so cheap. With Dima's Leica, with another Leica, and I always come back to my Canon because I know this camera, I know what to expect, I know the color, I know how to use it, all buttons are familiar for me, and yeah. That's why I always coming back to my Canon, and I know for 100% that if I will buy a new Canon, for example, Canon R5 or even Canon R8, like better version of my camera, it will change nothing, only weight, because Canon R5 is professional camera and it's too much weight. And to be honest, even my camera is not that light. I like Dima's Ricoh, but again, I like that Ricoh and you can't recognize the color. So what's the difference to use my big camera if I can use the small camera, right? But it's all about the process, how I see the frame through this camera. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I feel like when I use my camera, I can catch the moment right here, and I can be confident or on the shooting or during like our photo walks that I will shoot that moment that I need. But with other cameras, I don't feel it. I don't feel it with Ricoh, I don't feel it with Leica. I feel like with that cameras it will be like, oh, I will shoot something and then I will figure out what I get. I don't feel like it's not a fun of photography, because it's like more technical photography, just taking picture and then trying to find nice picture during your shootings. But I like to work opposite way, when see the frame and then press the button. I'm always talking about it. So, and I can do this process only with my Canon camera. I don't know, it's like, it's not a advertisement or something. It's like, it's better for me, because I know people who like to shoot with Fujifilm. I know people who like to shoot with Leica only, or with Nikon, or with, like, usually it's Fuji, because for me Fuji, I just can't do anything with it. I can, but it's not comfortable for me. And I know people who shoot only with Sony. They don't recognize any other cameras, and it's okay. It's really nice way to understand yourself, understand your process of photography, that you understand, oh, this camera is comfortable for me and that one is not. It doesn't matter what other people are talking, or other people are saying, or other people are judging, or they say, oh, you need R5. No, you don't need R5 if you're okay with your camera, if you can get that result that you need. And yeah, it's really nice to change between cameras and to see, like, rent it or take it from friends and try to, is it comfortable? Am I confident with this camera? Is it okay for me to shoot it, like shoot the moment, not only press the button? So yeah, this is my setup now. We'll see how it will go, and see you next time. Bye bye.